Stormwater is rain and snowmelt that runs off hard surfaces like rooftop streets and parking lots. As this happens, it can pick up pollution like oil, pesticides, and trash. Regulatory compliance analyst Sarah Norberg is here to talk about how the city's stormwater management plan is committed to reducing the impacts of pollution in our local waterways. Sarah, welcome to our show today.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. So can you tell us more, just to kick things off, why do we have a stormwater management plan?
So our stormwater management program plan is part of the city's stormwater permit. And that permit is issued by the Washington Department of Ecology, Washington State Department of Ecology. And what that permit does is it regulates the discharge of stormwater from Tacoma's municipal separated storm system to receiving waters. So those receiving waters, for example, could be like Wapato Lake or Swan Creek, and then things that eventually lead out into the Foss, Commencement Bay, and ultimately Puget Sound. And so that, this permit is designed to help improve water quality and protect those receiving waters from pollution.
And since stormwater is not treated and it flows, as you mentioned, into our local waterways and eventually ends up in the Puget Sound, how does this plan help prevent pollution from reaching our waterways?
That's a good question. So we do try to treat some of our stormwater. About 10% of it is treated, but it's not treated like our wastewater, and people don't realize it as much. So, when you flush your toilet or wash your hands in your house, that wastewater, travels down pipes from your house and flows down to a wastewater treatment plant. So stormwater is a separate system. So that water, it doesn't go to a big treatment facility. We do have small facilities that are all over the city that do help to treat some of that stormwater. And people don't really, they don't realize it all the time because it looks like it might just be a garden or a piece of art, or some of it's, underground storage tanks or a pond. So like along Pacific Avenue in downtown Tacoma, there's rain gardens with pieces of art in them. Or on like the University of Washington Tacoma campus, there's a water quality facility that incorporates old railroad tracks. So it's kept that part of history, but it's actually helping to treat stormwater. And so Tacoma is trying to increase its treatment of stormwater, but imagine trying to capture every drop of rain. It's pretty challenging. And so that's where the stormwater management program comes into play, is that it helps to prevent the amount of pollution left on the ground for stormwater pickup. And it does that through a bunch of different programs that it is required by that program and by the permit. And some of those programs are things like our street sweeping program. See the street sweepers come around. Those pick up a ton of pollution, whether it's leaves, cigarette butts, car, debris, everything. Also like our catch basin or storm drain cleaning. So we send out, we have a crew that goes out and cleans out those storm drains from all the sediment and trash that it might collect so that they can do their job properly, which also helps to prevent things like flooding and erosion. So, it's like we were required to have this program by the permit, but really our stormwater program goes above and beyond what's required by ecology. The city does this because they genuinely care and are committed to the health and safety of the public through better stormwater management practices.
So how can a viewer that may be unaware, or our listeners, how can they actually get involved and share their thoughts about this plan?
Well, this plan really is for the public to get involved with. We want people's input to help guide the work that we're doing so that we can better serve Tacoma. And so we're encouraging everyone, if they're willing to, go to the City of Tacoma Stormwater website. There will be a link to the Stormwater Management Work Plan there. Now, normally it's kind of a big, boring document, but we've worked really hard this year to try and make it into like an interactive website that you can go through and you maybe, be a little bit more digestible, and you can see all the different aspects of the permit, and then see some of the things that we're doing. And throughout that document, that web document, there are links for you to comment, and that'll send us an email, and you say, hey, I want to know more about public education and outreach, or I want to know more about the street sweeping program. You can send that comment in, or suggestions of, I think you should do this here, or focus on this part of the city.
Yeah.
We'll receive those, and it helps us really inform the work that we do.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Sarah, thank you for all the work behind the scenes that you and your team are doing, and for taking time out of your busy schedule to share with us more about the stormwater management plan. And look forward to having you again back on this show later and get some updates from you.
Great, thank you very much.
You. Residents can find the draft permit plan and provide comments by visiting the city's Stormwater Management Program page.